I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Rajeshwari, head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering of St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Technology, Avadi, Chennai. It's my pleasure to join with you all young and dynamic champs through this program. We, the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, offers undergraduate, postgraduate, and research programs from the year of inception, 2008. Our mechanical department possesses the state-of-the-art laboratories from conventional to contemporary machines, well-qualified, highly experienced, dedicated faculty members. It is substantial and infrastructure. Our department serves with an aim of producing outstanding mechanical engineers with a strong theoretical knowledge and practical training. We aim for suitable ambience to them for both teaching and learning activities. And apart from mechanical subjects, we feed the curiosity to learn other subjects like other common subjects like computer science, history, politics, economics. The choices for open electives or so-called interdisciplinary subjects are also being offered. Value-added courses for the knowledge enrichment, soft skills, technical skill enhancement, the career development programs are all we are organizing to render the confidence to face the interview at their best. And our alumni got placed in various companies. To mention a few: Ford, TVS Lucas, MRF, Titan, etc. And we signed MOUs with various organizations for the benefit of students in terms of internship, industrial visits, training, etc. Apart from that, we have MOUs with foreign universities to enable us to exchange both the student and the faculty for their benefits. We are fortunate to have a dynamic technology business incubator and the MSME to kindle the entrepreneurial skill in the young minds. We offer scholarships, the rewards for outstanding credentialed students. To bring the extraordinary awareness of mechanical engineering to limelight, we have an eminent personality in terms of education and technical knowledge with us. On behalf of my own department, mechanical engineering, I heartily welcome that legend, Mr. Prakash, to enlighten the students. You have to go wholeheartedly into anything in order to achieve anything worth having. With these words, I request our guest to share his knowledge among the students. Please, sir.
Yeah, good morning to all of you all. So I start with Namaste. See, this form of greeting is known to India, right from the top of India to the bottom, left to the right. With the recent corona, there was one video in the television which says British Prime Minister himself, as he's walking down, he gets his out of habit to shake hands. Then he realizes and then goes into this Namaste pose. So Namaste is a very great form of welcome. So I welcome you all with this folded hands, Namaste. Can I have the next slide, please? Slide changed. Hello?
Yes, sir. 1 second, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, slide change.
Hello. Can't hear, sir.
Yes, sir. Now, so, okay, sir.
You have come to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yes.
So now this slide again is part of the welcome. It says, which slide is it?
Third slide, sir.
Third slide. Okay, okay. Now in the third slide, all that I'm just trying to communicate is how to build up an individual. See, all you guys who are starting your career are just like that baby which is trying to climb the stairs. And for you to become really successful in life, there are three parts. The first part is gaining knowledge. The second is transferring that knowledge into skill. And then out of sheer practice and repeated practice, you bring it to wisdom level. Now for this, you have two people assisting you. One is the teacher or the guru. See, in our old, Indian tradition, we always used to call our teacher guru. Teacher has got one level of reverence, but guru has got a much higher level of reverence. Now, what moving on to the right side of the picture, you can see there are a continuous line and then there is a dotted line. The continuous line is the responsibility of the teacher comes to the first level, giving you the knowledge. So gather and collect as much knowledge as possible. Then there is an overlapping period where the trainer takes over and he holds hands with you. And this is also a continuous line. Then what happens? On the right side, you have a dotted line. The dotted line means the individual's contribution. The first dotted line is when the teacher is teaching you, giving you knowledge. The second dotted line is when the trainer is holding hands with you, building up your skill. Then suddenly you look around, you'll find that the guru has gone, the trainer has gone, and you are on your own. And then that becomes a continuous line. That is where you become strong. This is how you have to take up life and start looking at it. Can I have the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think this person doesn't require any introduction. He actually encourages everybody to dream. And what he says is, dream. A dream is as per Dr. Abdul Kalam, a dream is not what you see in sleep. A dream does not allow you to sleep. So these are the messages I want to give you. And it's given by none other than Dr. Abdul Kalam. So dream. I add one more small syllable to that. When you are dreaming, you might as well dream in color. Please dream in color. But keep your feet on the ground. The whole objective is that. I want you to dream where you keep your head in the clouds, but keep your feet on the ground. Can I have the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then once we have dreamt, now we'll have to move into action. The action is actually in 4 parts. The first part, as we actually said, is getting the knowledge from the guru. Then the guru can only guide you. The guru can only show you. But it is up to you to practice the skill. So you have to work on it. And nothing else, nothing short of hard work will transform that knowledge into skill. Then skill is the first time you attempt, the second time you attempt. Moving on to the third part is the practice part. All of us know how to ride a cycle. When you're riding a cycle, did you ride the first time? You fell down, right? No problem. I'm not at all worried at the times you fall down. I'm only interested in you getting up. The more you fall down, and the more you get up, you get more chance to practice. And then finally you end up with wisdom. And you know who the person is there picturized for wisdom. So these are the 4 steps. Collect the knowledge, practice, develop your skill, and then keep practicing till you gain the wisdom. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
See, in academics, especially in school, what you start getting is knowledge. There'll be a lot of theoretical inputs. See, for example, I'm 100% sure you would have been given this input in physics, heat transfer. Heat transfers in 3 modes: conduction, radiation, and convection. Now, there's a caption to the right on the top. The caption says, knowledge is like paint. It does no good until it is applied. Again, I repeat, knowledge is like paint. It does no good until it is applied. So the theory, the thing what we have learned, has to be applied. This conduction, convection, radiation, all that. You know, I am a guy from the automobile industry, so I'll give you only automobile examples. But in life, you will find much more examples. The theory part says conduction, radiation, convection, all that. And the application is a car cooling system. A car cooling system is the one which is an application of all that heat transfer. Then at the bottom, I made a small caption. I'm slowly coming into that. Make India great. Guys, in India, we have all the natural resources. We have the everything we have. And we have a biggest asset in all you guys. You guys are the biggest asset of India. Please understand that. You are the guys who are going to make India great. If you feel India is already great, make it still greater. May I have the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Again, this is another example. But I thought about Bernoulli's example and how you apply hydraulic pressure in one point. The hydraulic pressure will remain same in all the parts of the fluid and all that. That is the theory. The application is the car brake system. So I want you all to slowly transform yourself from collecting knowledge to start applying knowledge. And again, I repeat, knowledge is like paint. It does no good until it is applied. Okay, can I have the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
This is yet to one more example of knowledge applied. I'm 100% sure that in physics, optics would have been given to you, a lot of inputs on optics. Look at the picture on the left very carefully. The picture on the left very carefully, they would have told you that rays come from infinity, they impinge on a concave mirror, and then all of the rays, they'll converge to a point which is called the principal focus. Then you would have been told the curvature of the mirror, the focal length, all that they would have told you. Now, what's the application? The application of this theory is, first level application is the torchlight. It's only the reverse of what you've been taught in physics. You have a concave mirror and you position a light source at the principal focus. So what you get is the light beam goes horizontal. So if you look carefully, it's exactly the opposite of what was being taught to you. But it's the application. The theory says light rays come from infinity, then they impinge on a concave mirror. The concave mirror reflects all the light rays to a center point. Center point happens to be a geometrical term. The optical term happens to be principal focus. So the reverse is the application of the torchlight, where you place a light source at the principal focus of a concave mirror, and the beam goes out horizontal. Now that is the first level application. The advanced application is you take that and extrapolate it onto a headlamp in a two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Guys, I would like all of you all to go back. You will have access to a two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Please look at it. I have a question for you all. See, in a torchlight, you have a switch. The moment you press the switch or you press the switch and move it forward, it locks onto one position. Electrical circuit is completed and you have a beam going horizontal. In a headlamp, whether it's a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, you get two beams. The lamp is one. You look carefully inside, there is only one lamp. I'm going to give you an objective. You can come back to me later on and tell you how to contact me with how you achieve these two beams. This is what I'm going to give you as an assignment. Then look at the caption at the bottom very, very carefully. Engineering. Engineering is nothing else but applied science. Applied physics, applied chemistry, applied geometry, applied math, everything is equal to engineering. And whatever you have been taught till now in school will mostly be of two dimension, but engineering will be third dimension. And actually see the objects and then you can move forward. Can I have the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we slowly move on from knowledge to skill development. In skill development, what I mean is it's all hands-on. Please look at the age group of all the pictures there. Look at the page. I want you guys to look at the age group. I want you to look at, there are helping hands. There'll be a lot of helping hands coming and helping you out. Hold it like this. No, not like that. Do it like this. There'll be a lot of people guiding you and helping you. But the energy has got to come from inside you. The energy has got to come from inside you. And energy comes from inside you. It's called passion. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Again, this is again another passion. Myself, I am an automobile engineer. So all my examples are coming from the automobile engineering. And trust me, guys, automobile engineering, the largest and the most firm basement you get, and what I got is from mechanical engineering. I'll bat from mechanical engineering 100 years since also. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, now I didn't get a chance to communicate to you all earlier. I gave you already one assignment saying, please look into a headlamp of a two-wheeler or four-wheeler.
Access the keypad, move the panel at the base of the
I've already given an assignment. Please look into. There's some disturbance. Somebody's mic. Hello. So the first assignment is for you all to look into a headlamp of a two-wheeler or four-wheeler. And now this is the second assignment I'm going to give you all. Look at the picture on the left top. It's simply a needle and thread. See, once our session is over, I'd like you all guys to do this exercise. First, I'd like you all to take a needle and thread and do the threading. Because of I'm not able to be with you all, this exercise doesn't get the full impact. So normally what happens, all of us are somebody's mic is not on mute. I'm able to listen to music.
Yes.
Please keep your mic on mute. Hello.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep everyone's mic on. Muted,
Participants kindly mute.
Shagar,
Yes, sir.
just you control all the. You mute all those.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, what I would suggest is you take a simple needle and thread the needle. See, when normal human reaction. Again, somebody's mic is unmuted. So please.
கிளாஸ் எடுக்கிறாங்க பண்ண வராங்க சார்.
So please thread the needle. The normal habit is all of us, the right hand is a strong hand. So what we normally do is hold the needle in the left hand and hold the thread in the right hand and then thread it. Good. That is the first level of satisfaction. The next level is what you need to do is change hands. Hold the needle in your right hand and take the thread in the left hand and try and thread it. This will be a little bit more difficult, but you can achieve it. The most important thing is don't give up. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Then I move on to the third level of skill development, where give the needle to somebody else and you hold the thread. Now you could hold the thread in your right hand, no problem. The other person holds the needle. Now you just thread it. But only thing is, when you're threading the needle, you're not supposed to reference. You should not touch the other person. You should not touch the other person. It looks easy, but it's not so easy. So I given 3 pictures at the right bottom. One says anxiety, the second says effort, the third is satisfaction. The message here is, when I give you this exercise, the first emotion is anxiety. Can I do it? So then what happens is, because you are in a group, you become conspicuous. You think that everybody is watching you and you put in a lot of effort. The second picture is showing a small ant carrying a huge leaf. That's the level of effort you will put in. And when the thread actually enters the eye of the needle, you look like that cat smiling away on the right. That is called inner satisfaction. I'm a trainer and my job is to pull out the inner satisfaction from inside you. Satisfaction is within you. Now the picture at the bottom left is ultimately what I have achieved. I told you to give the needle to somebody else and hold the thread in your hand and thread the needle. Well, the picture at the bottom, I'll tell you guys, 6 people are holding the needles in the left hand, and each one of them holding the thread in the right hand and threading the needle simultaneously. So please understand that. That is a level of skill development. Everybody's got the capability. Trust in yourself, trust in yourself, trust in yourself. That bottom picture is a real picture. I have some of my field engineers, 6 of them threading the needle at the same time. So this is an exercise with a needle and thread. Then there is a picture on the top of a girl trying to play the flute. She's playing the flute. Try. You guys get a chance of reaching out for a flute. Try and blow it. First time, all that you'll get is air coming out. But don't give up. This is called skill development. Can I have the next slide, please? No, I think we've gone forward. Please come back.
This side.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
No. One slide earlier. Can you see the departure gate? Yeah, I want this slide. Now we have a very, very strong motivation saying make in India. Guys, we have been born in this great country. Let us be proud of this country. Let us be very proud of this country. And if you accept to make in India, first of all, stay in India. Now, I don't want you fellows running away. Now we have a lot of people trying to come back to India in these times of stress, these times of difficulty. Why? Everybody ran away from India, right? Why don't you guys stay there? I have a very powerful message saying, if you want to make in India, if you want to live in India, if you want to be an Indian, first of all, stay in India. And look at the bottom picture which says patriotism. This patriotism, I tell you, look at that boy who's holding that national flag. Look at the pride in his face. I want each one of you to be like that. Have that pride. Be an Indian. Go on to the next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now when you want to make into India, see, there are 2 captions I want you all to do. Convenience and operation. When you make a product, the product must be very, very comfortable to use. I have shown you a picture of 2 scissors. One scissor, you look at the where we put the fingers in, they have the same size. Those were the scissors of the earlier times. When we started, again, this is applied physics. You'll have a fulcrum, you have a fulcrum point, first level lever, blah, 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 all that. This is applied physics. Guys, a scissors is just applied physics. Then, when we want convenience in operation, look at the other scissors, where the scissors, where you put in your fingers, it is not of the same size. The smaller hole is where your thumb goes in, and the bigger hole is where 3 fingers go in. Also look at it is not covered in metal. The cutting edge has to be metal, but where your fingers go in, they're made of plastic. This is what is called convenience in operation. Then, moving on to the pictures to the right, you see a picture of a students entering a bus. You see how high the step is. So the students, they're not very tall, and so they will have to struggle to get into that. But look at the convenience and operation of the latest run of the Ashok Leyland buses. You see how low the step is. This is what I mean by convenience in operation. You make a product, the product must be convenient for the function it has been designed to by the person who's using it. It must be convenient for the person who's using it, not from the designer. It must be convenient for the user. When you do all this, it will be a great thing for you to make in India, and then this product will be accepted by the world. The whole idea is to make in India, but sell it to the world. Make it in India, but can I have the next slide? Next slide, please. Okay. No, you're gone too far. Come back. Come back, please. Yeah. See, the product must not only be convenient to use, the product must have outstanding looks. See, all said and done, how the product looks, it does matter. It has to be attractive. It has got to be very convenient in use. You look at the shape. Look at the shape of that bike. The shape of the bike is, when you sit, you get a very, very snug feeling. And then once you bend forward, automatically you get a feeling that you are doing a race. So these are what is called the outstanding looks. Similarly, there's a bus at the bottom which has got outstanding looks. So functionally it must be good. Looks also it has got to be good. Can I have the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Guys, I told you what we need to do. What we need to do. Now I'm going to tell you all, share with you all how to do it. See, now, after the end of the session, you will understand what are my credentials. Somebody will talk to you on that. I didn't want them to tell you the credentials in the beginning for a different reason. And I'll tell you where I have. Now I'll slowly start telling you, inside my head, I've got 40 years of engine data. Not 1 or 2, 4 decades, 40 years of engine data is inside my head. Now, I may have a lot of goodwill to you young guys, but it's not possible to connect up one wire from my head to your head and give you all the data, transfer. Not possible. But I can tell you how to reach that point. The first thing I want to transfer to all of you all is what is called self-confidence. Trust in yourself. Temporarily I'm going into Tamil. என் அகராதியில முடியாதுங்கிறது என் அகராதியில கிடையவே கிடையாது. In this picture on the left top, you can see one cat walking in front of so many dogs. Okay, I would request one of the audience will unmute and come and tell me whether this cat is frightening the dogs, yes or no. One person, please. Hello? Is the cat frightened of the dogs? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay, I want the logic. I will not accept a guess answer. You must tell me the logic. What
Because
made you say?
He believed himself, sir.
How do you know? How do you know what? Yeah, is that cat talking to you?
No, because of his standing in front of 10 dogs or 20 dogs, sir.
No. Logic is there. But look carefully, you'll get the logic. If you ask you a question, the answer will be there. Look carefully. Okay, I'll extend this question to anybody who's got a cat or dog at home. He'll be in a better position, he or she'll be in a better position to answer this question. Anybody's got a pet at home? Cat or dog? Anybody? Okay, for lack of time in giving you guidance, please look at the cat's tail. Who answered no? Somebody said no. Who's that? Hello? Please look at the cat's tail. See, when an animal is frightened, the tail will not be up. When an animal is frightened, the tail will be between its hind legs. Go look at all the animals. I'm 100% sure all of you will have taken a stone and thrown it at a dog. When the dog is running away scared away from you, watch where the tail is. The indication clearly is the tail is up. The tail is up means the cat is not frightened. That's the whole message. Guys, slowly I want you guys to be very good observers. Looking is just in through your eyes and out through the back. But observing is in through your eyes and processing it in your mind. Start observing, start observing, start observing. Moving on to the right picture, you can see a cat looking at itself in the mirror. The mirror, the image you see is of a lion. You may be a cat, but look upon yourself as a lion. That is what is called self-confidence. Trust in yourself. Very close, the attribute I want to transfer to you next to self-confidence is self-discipline. Please look at the bottom two pictures. There's not even a single policeman standing there, but every single traffic is standing behind the line. This is one of my dreams. Guys, I'll give you one input. In my professional career, I've had a lot of connection with Germans. In one occasion, I was talking to a German, and then the topic came across to Indian traffic. Then we talked about traffic, and then we talked about discipline. He started laughing. He said, rules. India, rules in India. Bah, rules in India, nothing. See, world over, when people see a red light, he said, this is what he said. World over, when people see a red light, they slow down. What do you guys do in India? He said, you speed up. It is a bloody truth. And I felt very, very hurt. See, guys, I tell you one. This is where I want you all guys to make a question of self-discipline. The policeman is not I don't want you all fellows to stop in front of a light for a policeman. Please stop for yourself. One of my trainee boys has picked up that picture on the right. You can see how the dog is controlling itself. That is self-discipline. The first thing I want to transfer to you is self-confidence. The second is self-discipline. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, teamwork. Individual sparks are welcome, but teamwork matters. Teamwork matters. Where you have a weak point, take the help of your friend. Where your friend is struggling with a weak point, help him out. And there's no question of ego. Don't have ego. Now you can see that in the picture you have all these skydivers. They are close to 140 people, 144 people. In one of them in the center, he wants to say, I am great, and puts up his hand. The whole thing will collapse. Don't do that. It's teamwork. Each work for the other person. My favorite picture is in the bottom center. There are three people walking. In the three people, in that second row, the first person is standing over that gap. He can't do anything. Then the other two, the second and third, they take the load. And when they move forward, the center person cannot do anything. The first and the third person take the load. And the last row, the third person cannot do anything. The first and second take the load. This is pakka teamwork. Perfect teamwork. And when you all guys want to learn and you want to develop your skill, I want all of you all to go through life with fun. The right bottom picture, I think, is a little bit too much. If you get that sort of unity, then we have achieved great unity. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next slide is, again, how to achieve it. When you learn, I want you guys to ask questions. See, in English, we have a word called ridicule. If I ask this question, what will my friend think about me? To hell with ridicule. If you don't know the question, ask. Look at that man. That man must be close to 6.5 feet tall. But when that boy is asking a question, he is bending down to answer that. So if you want to learn, please ask questions. Please ask questions, please ask questions, please ask questions. And the picture to your right is a small baby which is highly inquisitive. That baby wants to know what is that ant. And the baby doesn't know that the ant will bite. But the baby is inquisitive. Guys, take your message back at home. If you have lost something, who will find it? The baby will find it. The baby will come crawling from under the bed or under the sofa, and then in it will find a small ring. This ring would have been looking for it for the past 6 months, but you don't be inquisitive. But the baby is inquisitive. So ask questions and be inquisitive. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a slide which is after my heart. Guys, you guys are going to get into a professional college. You're starting your life, you're starting your career. Listen carefully. I'm saying you guys are starting your career. I want each one of you to chase up after a career. I don't want you chasing up after a job. A job will give monetary satisfaction, whereas a career will give you professional satisfaction. I am not saying money is not important. Don't misunderstand me. What I'm just saying is do not give it number one position. When you get money, you'll be happy. But when you get a satisfaction, professional satisfaction, Tamil Alaha children, you will get Atma Tirupti. Atma Tirupti is permanent and is what is called internal satisfaction. So guys, I want each one of you to chase up after a career which will give you professional satisfaction. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, you guys, average age must be 16, 17, maybe 18. I want you guys to live, don't exist. You know, objects exist, but human beings live. And life is not only academics. Life is full. I've shown you a lot of games. A game is the right time to build up your body system. And this is the time for you all to enjoy life. You know, in English, there's a saying which says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Don't do that. My life has always been a pakka balance. When I was in academics, I was in school, I was in college, 50% of my effort was on sport. I'll tell you that part and the last part. So I want all of you all to play a game. When I say play a game, I want to see sweat passing through your skin. Only that I will call it as a game. Don't catch hold of a video device and start punching in with your fingers and call that a game. That is a game, no doubt about it. It gives you fun. It gives you a lot of happiness. But no, that is not the game in the real sense. The real sense, I want you all to have sweat passing through your skin. That is what I call a game. And in India, we have a lot of free vitamin D. Please use it. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, again, there are a lot of games which, again, I've said, I do not leave out any game. For me, I'm not recommending you play cricket. I'm not saying recommending play hockey. I'm not saying recommending playing football. That is up to your taste. Only thing is make sweat pass through your skin. I have one more input on how you are supposed to have your food. The food is supposed to be like a triangle. We have the broadest base, the breakfast. Look at the word. You are breaking your fast. So it has to be the most powerful meal of the day. And then you have a smaller lunch and a lightest dinner. In most of our case, it happens to be an inverted triangle, where most of you guys miss breakfast, make something out of lunch and have a very roaring dinner. That's exactly wrong. Today in the planet, the most fittest people are the American astronauts. And for them, the diet is like the capital letter A. The broadest is the breakfast, smaller lunch, and lightest dinner. And there's a saying, if you guys like to eat what your tongue likes, your body will not like it. If you want the body to like it, do not give importance to the tongue. At your age, it's totally different. You can eat whatever you want. but do not forget the main foods. We have positive foods, we have neutral foods, and we have negative foods. I'm not worried about what you do with your neutral and negative foods, but do not forget the positive foods, because this is the time for you to invest in your body. What you invest in your body, you will get back, and it will repay back much later in life. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now all I have done is I just summarized whatever I have written. I'll giving you some time. Please write it down. Please take a piece of paper and pencil, a paper and pen, and write it down. I'll tell you why I asked you to write it down. You may be clicking pictures, it's up to you all. But when you click a picture, it becomes one of the 1,000 pictures in your phone or in your device. But when you write it down, you see, you observe, process it in your mind, and then you give a command to your hand and then write. So the retention of this data in your mind and later reference will be much more if you make a note. I will recommend you make a note. Please make a note. If you are noted, can we go on to the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, this is my background. My name is Prakash, and I work for Ashok Leyland. And I'll tell you with pride, I've already worked for Ashok Leyland for 40 years. Okay. Okay. Now, can we go on to the next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I have an oath which I'd like you all to do. For this, what we need to do is we'll do one thing. We'll come back to this message later. Can one of you take over, go to the next slide, and then tell them about the background? Then we'll come back to this message last. Could we do it like that? Hello, Dr. Rajeshwari?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you can explain the thing about the background. We'll come back to
Yes,
this message last.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our most respected guest, Mr. C. Prakash, has developed a diesel engine for the improved performance and the reduced air pollution. Actually, he has graduated in mechanical engineering from College of Engineering, Guindy in 1975, and he obtained his master's degree from the prestigious IIT Madras in 1977 on IC engines. He worked in the engine development group in the product development division of Ashok Leyland between the year 1978 and 2011. He personally involved in emission conformance of the Leyland engines for the 6 levels 1999 till 2010. Worked on engines for 30 years. He had been fondly referred as Engine Prakash. He has been referred as Engine Prakash, and Ashok Prakash is very proud to call him as Engine Prakash, sir. Next slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes. During his master's IIT class, his unique achievement is to run an IC engine entirely on hydrogen. This was the first successful run of an engine pure hydrogen in India. He has accomplished a big task in the year 1977 as his master's project, and he is very much indebted to thank his teachers, Dr. B.S. Murthy and K.V. Gopalakrishnan of IC Engines. These two famous professors of IIT Madras. the two are at the top of the list on IC engines. He published an article on engine run on hydrogen in Hindu. Very right. The next page, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
He continues his service in the various capacities in Ashok Leyland. This is the latest addition to the Ashok Leyland family. The LCV range is the TYST. This vehicle is powered by a completely in-house developed engine, the P15. The current level of engine has been arrived at after his contribution for 14 months. And his personal pride, the P in P15 stands for Prakash, and the 15 indicates P in P15 stands for Prakash, and the 15 indicates a 1.5 liter engine capacity. That much high profile the speaker has shared his a wide spectrum of knowledge with us. I believe that you all would have been exposed to the importance of automobile or the mechanical in the technical domain. Apart from that, he has covered some important things what we have to follow in our in all walks of our life. And it is the high time to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Prakash. Thank you very much, sir, for coming and sharing your knowledge.
No problem, no problem. See, more than the thanks, as a message reach the children, that's the whole objective.
Yes, sir. It's a
Okay.
pleasure, sir.
Yeah, now
Yes.
I'd like you to go to the takeoff message and request them to unmute. Then I'd like you to say 2 or 3 words. Let them repeat after you, please.
Sir, in the meanwhile, I want to say a few more words, sir. Please.
Yeah, please.
It is the high time to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Leo Bernard of Ashok Leyland for his everlasting support. Yes, sir. Now you can proceed, sir.
Now, I want you to take out. The message should be read by you.
Myself, yes, sir.
Ah,
It's trying to work for the interest of the nation and the society. We promise to ourselves technically strong, mentally alert, morally straight, and would also be a part in creating an ecologically sustainable environment.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all. Thank you all.
Ma'am,
Please,
ma'am,
please,
ma'am, I'm Purushothaman
please, sir.
from St. Peter.
Sir, please tell
Ma'am.
me, sir.
Just,
Sir.
I want to share about our speaker today. Sir,
Ah.
Prakash sir,
Ah,
sir, I'm the fan of you. I
Oh.
did a PhD under the guidance of Dr. Nagarajan.
okay.
Attended the first seminar about emission and pollution control in Anna University,
Mm,
2004 through SAE. 2-day seminar I was attended for your classes.
Ah,
Yeah. From that only I inspired to take this emission control and all.
okay. Good.
Times I
நீ-
contact you in our
நீங்க வந்து யாரை இன்ஸ்பயர் பண்ணுங்க.
yes, definitely sir.
Okay. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I thank our respected guests, all the faculty members, the coordinators of the program, Dr. Shekhar and Dr. Mr. Kamal, and all my students of our department and the other participants and the parents. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.